Hey, what's going on, Geminis? Butch here. I am going to do your May monthly read. It is a general read, so it may not resonate with everyone. It is for your Sun, Moon, Rising, and your Venus. For all you cross watchers, roles can be reversed. Always feel free to comment down below. And with all that being said, let's get it. Here's what they have for Geminis for May 2023. What's going on for Geminis? What is going on for Geminis? Let's get 4 shuffles for Geminis. All right, Gemini. So the first thing that I see is I feel like this is someone you already know. This is someone you have a history with, and I feel like it could be a long history because I feel like there's a lot of back and forth energy with you and this person. You know, I feel like first and foremost, I feel like you have a strong bond. You know, I feel like there's a bond between you that I feel like it's a bond that's going to last forever. And I feel like that brings on multiple emotions, you know, for you and for them as well. It's almost like you keep getting drawn back to each other, no matter how far you get from each other, no matter how much shit goes on between you guys. And I feel like there's a lot of shit that goes on because with that Tower card, I feel like there's a lot of chaos between the two of you at any given time. You know, and I feel like I said, it brings out different emotions. I mean, you're connected to this person, and I feel like sometimes you really don't want to be. And then there's other times when you're glad you have them. And like I said, I mean, that's on both sides. You know, I feel like you already built the foundation with this person. You know, and I feel like you have a great friendship with this person. But I feel like relationship-wise, you know, romantically, I feel like there's a lot of chaotic energy. I feel like there's a lot of frustration. You know, I feel like this read is chaotic. But bear with me. We're going to get through it. I haven't met a read I couldn't get through. But like I said, you have a great friendship with this person. I feel like you're very close. I feel like, you know, you can talk about pretty much anything with this person. But I feel like the things that you need to talk about are the things that are the wedge that comes between you. Now, I feel like with this person, there's a lot of internal struggle. You know, I feel like this person, they have a lot more to say than they've said. But I feel like they don't say it, and I feel like the reason they don't say it is because they overthink the shit out of this. This person is thinking way too in depth with this. You know, I feel like like I said, I feel like you have great communication with this person. I feel like you can talk to this person about pretty much anything. But I feel like the one thing you seem to have an issue with talking to this person with, or let me be clear, the issue they have talking to you is about the real things. You know, we can we can talk about whatever, but when it comes to something real, I feel like this person is very standoffish. I feel like this person has all the right things to say. They're just not saying them. And like I said, I mean, physically, I feel like you have a great relationship. I feel like there's a lot of passion between the two of you. I feel like there's a lot of flirtatious energy. I feel like, no matter how deep you get into this relationship and how many years you get into it, I feel like the physical is always going to be there. There's a huge physical attraction between the two of you, and I feel like it's something that's never truly going to go away. But I feel like with this person, they have a hard time being honest with you about how they feel. They have a hard time being honest with you about. It's not that they're lying to you. It's just that they're omitting it. They're not saying the things that you need to hear. With Gemini's ruled by Mercury, that's the chatty ones. They like to chat. They like to know what's going on. Now with this person, I do feel like this person has a lot of stress. I feel like they're juggling a lot. I feel like they're dealing with a lot, but I feel like that can't be an excuse. I feel like to themselves, that's an excuse, but when it comes to you and your person, when it comes to the person you were meant to be with, I feel like all that shit has to go aside. You can't take that person for granted. You can't let that person sit there and wonder what you're thinking. And like I said, I feel like with this person, I do feel it is a form of protection. Very protective energy, this person. I feel like they try to protect you from as much as humanly possible. But what they don't understand is how strong you truly are. I feel like they try to control the situation as, they control. It's like they kind of control what they tell you and what they don't tell you, what they share with you and what they don't share with you. I'm not saying they're trying to control the relationship. I feel like they try to control their emotions. They try to control what's going on and what's coming out. I feel like when they're dealing with a lot of stress or they're, dealing with something, I feel like they have a very hard time of letting you in on it. So it's almost like making you feel like they're pushing you away or they're self-sabotaging in some sort of way, but they're really not. I feel like they're just trying to they're taking on too much responsibility in the relationship. And I feel like they don't communicate when it comes to that. I feel like when it comes to real things, that's where their communication lacks. And I feel like that can be an issue. But I feel like they're very intelligent, and I feel like that's something that you share with them. I feel like in a deep level, I feel like you can really go with this person. I feel like you can really have deep conversations with this person, and then you can turn around and turn it light in no time. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where you could be talking about the deepest thing going, and the next minute you're talking about the silliest shit. And that's just the connection that you have with this person. But I feel like until they acknowledge this, what's right in front of them, I feel like this person isn't listening to their intuition. I wish I could talk today. It's right there in front of them. Everything they want is right there in front of them. And I just feel like there's a part of them they're just not getting it. But they want to. I feel like they don't understand everything that you want. But they want to. And let's be clear. One thing I see with this person, they know what they want. They want to be with you. That is something that doesn't change. But like I said, I feel like they put too much on their own plate. And I feel like it causes a lot of anxiety. And I feel like that's what keeps them from talking to you. And I feel like it's the anxiety, it's trying to, biting off more than they can chew. And I feel like even when they realize they bit off more than they can chew, it's almost like their pride kicks in. Very prideful energy with this person. It's almost like they're afraid to tell you that they screwed up, or they're afraid to tell you that they, what they've done didn't work out. I mean, we have the moon card. I feel like some of this person's issues, they don't even realize that they have them. But I feel like they've been coming to terms with them lately. I feel like this chaotic energy that's going on between the two of you, I feel like they're really starting to understand and really starting to see things in a different perspective. I mean, we have the Hangman. I feel like they found too many reasons before, and now they're starting to realize that the reason is them. They're not nurturing this. They're not giving to this everything they have. And who the hell wants to be in a relationship with someone that isn't giving us everything? Like, who wants to give everything to someone that isn't giving them the same? And like I said, I feel like you have a foundation being built. And you already have a foundation that is built. But like I said, it's a self-imposed prison. I feel like when shit hits the fan, this person tries to take care of it on their own. And that's not how a relationship works. You got to be honest and open with the person you're with. Because if you're not, then you're the you're the opposite. You're not being honest and you're not being open. But with this person, I mean, you have an amazing connection in front of you. And you have someone that truly cares about you. And I feel like this connection is much deeper than we realize, because of the fact that they're not being completely honest with you. I feel like they hold back, and I feel like that shit pisses you off. And to be honest with you, I know Geminis really well, and I know one of the biggest and most easiest way to piss off a Gemini is to have secrets. I mean, this person wants you to be happy, but they're not doing everything to make you happy. But they're not walking away from this either. Like I said, I feel like they don't completely understand you. They understand you more than most, but I feel like there's still parts of you that they're not quite getting yet. But they want to, Gemini. And that's the thing we really got to look at this. They want to make you happy. They want to be there for you. And they want to be open with you. But I feel like there's still this, like I said, it's a bit of pride. It's a bit of fear is why they don't completely tell you everything. But the thing is, when you're with someone and they're holding back secrets, you're just opening yourself up for pain. Because if you're holding back secrets and you're not telling anybody what they are, especially with Gemini, Gemini is very intelligent. They pick up on things. So if you're holding back, they know you're holding back. And if you're not being honest, then they know whatever you're holding back is something they might not want to know. Makes them want to know it more. But I feel like as of up until now, I mean, this person only thinks about you, but they haven't really made you a serious offer. And even if they have, how can you take it seriously if they're not being completely open with you? Now, moving forward, I mean, things are changing. Like I said, this person's never really going to let you go. And the only thing they can do is adapt and realize inwardly what they're doing wrong. Because it's not on you, Gemini. It really isn't. I feel like there's moments when you're open and honest with this person, you tell them things, and I feel like even though they know you're right, I feel like it causes an issue. And then we go back to that tower moment, that chaotic energy. They have a hard time admitting they're wrong. But I feel like that's changing. And like I said, this person just wants to grab you and hold on to you. And they're going to continue to chase you as long as it takes. But I feel like I said, they're with that hangman, I feel like they're seeing a different perspective here. They're realizing that it's, they're the one pushing you away. They try to justify it, and I feel like that's caused a lot of issues. They try to justify it and that it's not their fault, making excuses for their own shit. But one thing is clear is I feel like you're exactly where you need to be, where you should be. I do get that twin flame soulmate energy with this person. Like I said, with that Two of Cups, this is a connection that's going to last forever. And the sooner they get on board, the sooner they figure this shit out, the better. But like I said, this person, they'll always be there for you. They always want you to be happy. And the sooner they start trusting their intuition, I feel like once they do that, that's when the changes come. And I feel like this person is going to be honest with you. Because I feel like they're tired of it as well. But the problem is, until we accept accountability, which I feel like that's what they're doing, and that's the biggest change is coming, is them accepting accountability for their own actions. And I feel like that's going to take this to the levels that it should be, to the heights that it's supposed to reach. But like I said, I feel like you're exactly where you're meant to be. And I feel like I feel like you've been patient enough. And I feel like they know that as well. And I do see them trusting their intuition. And I feel like just because they haven't shown you everything doesn't mean they won't. Because what I see here is that they will. I see a huge transformation in this person coming. And I feel like with that transformation is going to bring balance into your connection with them. And it's going to make you feel even more connected to this person. And I mean, I do see it coming quickly. So don't feel like you got to wait much longer here, Gemini, because I like I said, it took them a while to catch on. But they're figuring it out. It's very hard to find someone that loves you like this person loves you. It's damn near impossible. So it's worth it, They truly do love you. They truly do care about you. They're just got to get better at showing it in more ways than one. But I see a long and happy future that you have with this person. I feel like the connection that you already have, it's strong, but it's going to become stronger. I do feel like you're meant to be with this person. I just feel like the learning curve for them was a little more of a detour than they thought it was going to be. Sometimes, anyway, we'll do this and we'll do the story time. But we have Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. We have some Virgo, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Sometimes we're with the right person. When you're with someone and you feel like this is the right person, but things aren't going right, it doesn't mean that you're wrong. They could be your person. They just haven't figured it out yet. And sometimes people are slower than others to figure shit out. Sometimes people think, okay, our relationship's going pretty good. So that's okay. And sometimes we have issues with people and we don't express those issues right away. So it builds up and it festers till one day we're pissed. And we're like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, I'm right here in front of you. And I know there's something going on, but you ain't telling me. And sometimes it takes kicking the hornet's nest to, or kicking the bee's nest. That's what it is. The beehive. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes it takes kicking the beehive to stir shit up. I guess it would have worked for either way. And sometimes you're going to get stung a little bit. And sometimes it ain't going to be pretty. But sometimes that's how we have to get to the other side. Sometimes we got to get stung. And sometimes they need to get stung. Wake the hell up. But like I said, I mean, sometimes we're with the right person, and no matter how many signs come our way and how many times we're sure who we're supposed to be with, we're sure that that's them. Even though we know, sometimes we find a way to screw it up. Even if we don't want to. I mean, I've done it. I mean, I got to the point where, I wanted to be honest. Self-preservation and all, especially, sometimes we try to protect ourselves by being, keeping things from others, not lying to them, just keeping things from them. And, it becomes an issue. And especially with Geminis, like I said, Geminis are very intelligent, and it's pretty hard to sneak one past a Gemini. So if you're feeling some type of way and you don't say it, they're picking up that you're feeling some type of way, and it frustrates them when you don't say it because there's a reason. And sometimes you're with someone and that's the person you're meant to be with, but still, you find ways to screw it up. I screwed up my past relationship. I mean, I feel like it wasn't all just me, but a lot of it was me. I feel like taking accountability for my own shit was hard for me, and I feel like I'm still dealing with that. Sometimes people tell you, one of the things that I run into issues with is when someone tells you something about yourself that you know is true, but even though you know it's true, you still get defensive. Maybe even more defensive than you would if it wasn't true. And I feel like that's something that, relationships aren't easy all the time. They're not, most relationships I've seen aren't easy. But when you find a relationship that's worth it, put in the work. Be honest, be transparent. And don't take it for granted, because not everybody finds it. Or at least some people take a long time to find it. So when you find it, you hold it, embrace it, take care of it, protect it. That's what I have for you. Be good. Take care. Stay safe.